To see off Birmingham City. Their excellent run against Blues continues. They have won 4 consecutive league matches here at King Power Stadium for the first time since the season they won the title. Can they continue this run? Their work has been done early this weekend. Friday night football has seen the Foxes prevail. Fatawu and Ricardo mean that it's Leicester City 2, Birmingham City 0.
The start of this season for Leicester City. Jerry Taggart has been watching the action unfold. Jerry, how was that and how is the reaction now? We can hear it inside King Power Stadium. The supporters sound delighted with that 3 points.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of relief in the stadium, Dan, if I'm being honest, as well as excitement, elation, whatever you want to call it. It was a scrappy game, to be fair. And like I said in comedy, for me the game changed. Yes, the substitutes come on, but Leicester's tactics changed. You know, bringing Patson Dacker off onto the pitch, give Birmingham an extra little problem, and slipping Jordan Ayew a little bit deeper into that sort of 10 role. It just sort of helped Leicester get up the pitch quicker, further, and in the end, you got to say Birmingham, who were really good at the high press, at the high block, and they just ran out of steam, and Leicester took full advantage of that with a second goal.
The players and manager, certainly Marty Cifuentes, is there with them at the moment. They feel a togetherness in this group. Is that fair to suggest, Jerry? They're just in the centre circle at the moment, all of them together. Presumably they're going to go and clap and wave like they have done to all 4 stands. They certainly did that after that Sheffield Wednesday win on the opening day. They'll be together and delighted again now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a massive win. You know, Birmingham, they know they've spent some money, they've got good backing behind them, that the fans have come here. They haven't lost a game this season in the league, so this was always going to be a difficult game, and it proved to be that. As I said, it was scrappy. So to get over the line with a clean sheet and scoring 2 goals down, it's a massive occasion so early on in the season already, and that hopefully will just build through the international break and then onwards and upwards to the Oxford in a couple of weeks' time.
Because back-to-back clean sheets, and there's a huge smile there on Ricardo's face, Jerry. I think that's the sight, and then Abdul's dancing as well. Both are sights. Abdul's dancing, Ricardo smiling, that every Leicester fan loves to see.
Yeah. Well, if anyone deserves a little dance, it's that guy, Abdul, isn't it? I mean, what a 2 goals in 2 games for him, and what finishes the word 2, Dan. So hopefully it's just on the pitch and he doesn't go out later on tonight to the local night spot and carry it on. I'm sure he won't.
Something I'm sure you and Matt Elliott would have enjoyed doing back in your playing days. Speaking of which, Matt is alongside me on the sofa. We're watching these pictures of Abdul celebrating, and rightly so, he deserves that. 2 goals now in 2 games, and 2 vital goals as well.
Yeah, it all adds to the joy as well, doesn't it? The atmosphere is, the supporters, they pick up on it as well. We're enjoying watching him, big smile. So his teammates are enjoying it, and it helps bring them closer, helps bond them as well. You've got personalities like him and others throughout the squad. And I think the manager seems to be encouraging that. He's leading from the top. He's insistent on the appreciation of the supporters.
Exactly what he's doing now.
Yeah, as much as he can, and when it's appropriate, without going overboard. But he mentions it quite regularly, doesn't he? And he mentioned it tonight in the build-up about the togetherness against Charlton. And I think we saw that. It was efficient tonight. They looked a proper team. They looked a group of players who have got a cause to be fought, really, and that's quite impressive when you see that, and quite impressive from the manager, really, to instill that at such an early stage, really, because he hasn't been at the club for that long, has he? There was a bit of doom and gloom about the place, obviously, with the disappointment last year. It's far from job done. There's a hell of a long way to go, but there's some good starting points there, and good signs around.
I think over the years, Leicester City's been built on a really good spirit, a really good togetherness. You know, back in my day, we had a fantastic dressing room. I'm sure in your day, Matty, with Tags, it was exactly the same. And you won't win anything unless you've got those things in place. And this group of players now, and the new head coach, and the supporters. Dan, I'm not going over the top. I know we're still only 4 games into a new season, but you see the scenes after the game, that togetherness and the smiling, the celebrating. I mean, I'm glad to see Abdul Fattah's got over that bout of cramp that forced him to come off, the way he was dancing. But that's a big win. You're talking about a team unbeaten this season in Birmingham, only lost 3 games in 46 last season. You know, getting 111 points in League One. I'm not saying it's a statement sort of result, because I think the performance could have been better. I think you get these types of games in the Championships where you've got to roll your sleeves up, you've got to dig in. Did it at the Valley last Saturday. Done it again to a degree tonight. But I think the difference is when you need that little bit of quality, that little bit of know-how, this Leicester team has got it.
Do you think that's 2 games in a row, Matt, that Leicester have ground out and got the 3 points?
Yeah, pretty much. I think they were quite astute tonight. I think they got themselves ahead in the game. Be interested to see how it would have panned out if it stayed at level pegging for a longer period. Would they have ventured forward more, and the game might have opened up a touch? But part of it was Birmingham's possession game, the way they tried to play it, but they couldn't find any inroads, did they? I thought it was a very professional performance from Leicester. You can say that when you've capped it with 2 fine goals. Sometimes it doesn't quite go that way, and you can think, well, they've looked a little bit short, and why don't they take the game to the opposition more? But at the weekend, we mentioned it twice, they really battled away. They've dug in deep. They did so at times tonight. Disappointed with Birmingham, really, but Leicester made it look quite, I daren't say easy, but quite comfortable, really. They're keeping Birmingham at bay, which is no mean feat. I know they're missing Stansfield. It probably makes a big difference for them. Might be in a different proposition then, but your point is more than valid, and there. Leicester, in this league, don't have to play superbly well to win a game, because they can just hold in there, be nice and solid, be resolute. It goes against their sort of nature maybe a little bit, because they probably feel they can offer more. But at different occasions, once, twice, maybe even thrice in a game, that quality is going to come to the fore. And it has done tonight, and you saw what happens. It doesn't have to be spectacular every week, does it? Far from it, efficiency will get them over the line.
Yeah, Jerry, who of those was one of the most either spectacular or not so spectacular, but really consistent today? Are there any individuals you'd like to pick up and praise?
Yeah, I think collectively as a team, it's hard to pick, apart from Abdul Fattah's goal. I think Samari did well. He's come in for criticism in the past. Oliver Skip did a job in midfield. You know what you're going to get from Jordan Ayew. He's 100% every time. Maybe not quite go his way all the time, but again, when the switch was made, he came into his own. Jordan Ayew then. Will help if, Daka making them runs in behind. I thought Patson Daka when he came on. I know Jamie Vardy liked the Red Bull, but I think Patson Daka had a couple of cans of Red Bull before he came on as well. Because his work rate was immense. And the 2 centre halves, as you said, defensively look solid. Hamza, you expect that from him. Luke Thomas as well. Keeper, again, just never ceases to impress me. Stolarczyk. A good solid team performance, and obviously, as the lads have already mentioned, Leicester, it's already on the pitch or it comes off the bench. They have that ability and the quality to produce moments of magic that change games.
I thought the two centre halves were outstanding. You know, 'cause, I mean, Birmingham, not that they ever. I think Stolarczyk only had one real save to make, and that was after Damari Gray's free kick late in the I think it was just before we scored the second, and it's an instinctive save. Went out for but he didn't really have a lot to do. But that was because anything that was played into the box, Coley, Vestergaard, I think that's the best I've seen Vestergaard play for a long, long time. You know, getting his head on the ball. I thought they were absolutely outstanding. I mean, and I agree with what Tag said straight after the final whistle. I thought the substitutions. I mean, we nearly scored early in that second half when I think Jordan Ayew went through and put the centre half under pressure. Had he gone down, I think he might have won a penalty, but also came out and gathered the ball, and that sort of gave us the impetus to do that a little bit more than we did in the first half. You know, getting bodies forward. And Pat Sandaka, you know, he's as honest as a day's long. He works. He gives you that threat beyond, which we didn't really have in the first half. Gave their two centre halves something to think about. Made them sort of maybe drop 4 or 5 yards a little bit deeper, which then gives you more space in that midfield. I mean, when you saw the fixtures at the start of the season, the first four, you know, Sheffield Wednesday, Preston, Charlton, this is the one that caught my eye, to be honest. No disrespect to the other three. It's a big 3 points, and as you said, 9 points out of a possible 12. That's a good tally.
Yeah, before the game, Matt, in fact, it's in the programme notes for today, Kuntop had said that with everything going on in terms of the transfer window still being open, players leaving, the new manager coming in, to start the season with 2 wins from 3 was a really good start.
Yeah.
Comparatively, because of everything that's going on. So to now make that 3 from 4, he'll be delighted. Leicester fans, I'm sure, will be delighted.
Yeah, it's only one game, but it's considerably more impressive, isn't it?
3 from 4 compared to 2 from 4.
Exactly.
Yeah,
especially when you consider the opposition who were well fancied this season. Time will tell on that one. I'm not so sure on tonight's performance. That'll be a little bit of an eye opener for them, I think. Really, because like I say, they weren't able to just overly stress Leicester, were they? But it was really encouraging. Again, it's early stages, but it's really encouraging there. The turbulence that's been around the club of late, been around most clubs to be fair, with the way that the transfer deadline is, and you know, there's always talk about this player and that, etc. But it's been more extreme for Leicester than most. But the manager's dealt with it pretty, you know, he knew what he was coming into. He's been bright, he's been positive, and he seems to have transferred that to the players. He hasn't let any external issues or even internal issues cause any seemingly deep-rooted problems. And fair play to him for that. Because there's a positivity about the camp. There's a positivity about the group, the squad, the players, the performances, you see them. And good, really good early signs. You know, we know it's a long haul, but Leicester, you look at that squad tonight, there's only so much going to happen between now and the end of the transfer deadline. That's not a bad squad in the Championship still, is it? And the blend of the youngsters, not just Monga and Page, 1 or 2 others on the periphery as well. But there's enough experience and quality as well to achieve the target.
I mean, you said before the game started, Dan, get a good positive result going into the international break. Do you really want the international break now when you've got back-to-back wins, back-to-back clean sheets? I think if you could, you'd play a game tomorrow or Sunday with the momentum that the club's got. But do you know what? I do think it gives you time to sort of recharge the batteries. And I think I'm right in saying that, and you'll tell me who the next game is because it's gone completely out of my head.
Oxford.
So if we can beat Oxford, we will have had exactly the same start as we did 2 years ago. 4 wins out of 5 in our first 5 games.
You've got to fancy yourself.
Yes, yeah.
But it's amazing how quickly things have changed. We can't afford to get carried away. I mean, Preston, losing there. Huddersfield out of the cup. Everyone's like, what's going on? It's going to be a tough old season. A couple of wins later, and be back in Europe soon. It's one of them. So,
and a great atmosphere tonight as well. Because it wasn't a classic, let's be honest. It was won with 2 moments of absolutely magnificent play from Leicester. But I thought the supporters played a big part in Leicester getting the 3 points.
Yeah, a word on those supporters, Jerry. As Ewan said, I think, as we all said actually before the game, it had a big game feel tonight, didn't it? 2 teams, as we said at the start of the season, that a lot of people might fancy, and obviously West Midlands against East Midlands. It just felt like it was going to boil over tonight into a good game, and the supporters brought that, and they can be really key this season here at home.
Well, I think one goes hand in hand with the other. What the fans demand from the players is, grit and determination and honesty. They're not always they don't always get too disenchanted when you want to play your fancy football and it doesn't come off, but it's what you do after that, and that's what the players showed tonight. They give the fans something to cheer about, or something to get excited about, or something to hold on to, and that is the bare minimum. And I spoke about a couple of players there who put a proper shift in tonight, and I can't say that in every game I've seen them play, but tonight, you've seen hopefully a sea change in what it takes to get out of this league. It's not always going to be pretty. You've got to credit Birmingham with the way they set up, with a full court press. When Leicester had the ball from a goal kick, they had every player either in or on the halfway line. When Birmingham were in possession of the ball, they had every player in Leicester City's half of the pitch. Sometimes every player on the edge of the final third, trying to squeeze the life out of Leicester. And they held firm, and that's where you get the backing of the fans. With that grit and determination to hold firm, and that's what they showed tonight. And they got the rewards with a clean sheet as well as the 2 goals.
Yeah, I think there was a moment before the Fatawu goal, Ewan, where Birmingham had a bit of a counter attack, and Skip and Samari have headed it back. It must have been a corner to Leicester, and those 2 have gone hunting, won the throw in. And I think that got the crowd up as much as anything, didn't it? And those 2, let's speak about those 2, Samari and Skip, because I think they, as Jerry rightly himself has, deserve special praise for their performance tonight.
I think they're both as honest as the day's long, especially Skip. He's had a tough start to his Leicester City career, but he's a very, very good midfielder. Keeps things nice and simple. He's got great energy in that midfield area. He breaks play up and gives it to the players who will go and create things for Leicester. And fans love to see that desire, that hard work. And it happened more than once in the second half when Patson Daka's closing the goalkeeper down. The goalkeeper's passing it to one of his centre halves. You've got Jordan Ayew then going with Daka. You've got Fatu. We're getting numbers in forward areas in their final third, putting them under pressure, which forces them to kick the ball out for the throw in for us in their final third. They just love seeing that hard work. Yeah, they love seeing good football being played, but as much as all the good play and the quality, they love the dogginess, the hard work, the closing down, getting tackles, winning headers, and all the things that you need to be a successful football team.
That's what we saw from Skip tonight, particularly.
Yeah, you saw his main attributes. He can get on the ball and set moves off. He's not overly creative as a midfielder, but reads the game very well. Yeah, and I thought they worked well in tandem today because Samari he's a conundrum, isn't he?
He's got everything.
You look at him sometimes, you think, yeah, exactly what you
just
said.
He's an absolute specimen, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got
powerful.
He can move and he's got ability. And other times he seems a bit cumbersome and sloppy, and he's a little bit lazy-minded, and he gets criticism. But when he's on it tonight, he's a tough proposition again in this league. I keep reiterating that, but that's where we are. And yeah, there's no mean partnership there, Skip and Sumari in the Championship. They'll do a good job for you because we've got others around who can do the snazzy, flashy bits as well. And that's probably the first game. I don't know whether it's actually happened with Skip Winks coming on or not, but it's probably the first game that half the crowd hasn't wanted Winks to get on. Like, they didn't need him tonight, which was a good sign, isn't it? Obviously, that those two did a more than capable job today.
Someone's made a really good point, Jerry, on social media that, and I'm going to pass it off as my own. I didn't need to praise them, but no, Marty Cifuentes has got his substitutions right in all of the games so far, hasn't he? They've either made a difference. Monga, for example, even in the game that Leicester lost at Preston, came on, scored that goal fast, came off the bench, didn't he, in the opening game against Sheffield Wednesday. Tonight we've seen Monga again make a difference. You've been full of praise for Patson Daka. So it's an early sample size, a small sample size in being 4 league games. But so far, Marty Cifuentes, particularly his substitutes, seem to be absolutely bang on. Yeah,
and I suppose the big thing is it's all right having Patson Daka, Harry Winks, Walt Fass, Ricardo Pereira, Jeremy Monga, and the likes on the bench. They have to come on and make a difference. And so whatever he's saying to them before the game, when they realise that they are on the bench, and then obviously just before they come on to the field of play, it is working. But I think, I think last week he started Jeremy Monga, didn't he, against Charlton? And he had a couple of flashes, and then other than that, he had a quiet game. I think just for now, he's making the right decisions with a team selection, because every time he's come on the field of play, he's made a massive difference. He's the perfect impact substitute, and defenders are tired, the team's tired, or they're running their legs, and then you've got this young kid, doing lollipops all over the place. He doesn't know whether he's moving it with his left foot, his right foot, while he's flicking it round the corner. I mean, the bag of tricks this guy possesses is quite surreal, to be honest with you. And so it just puts you straight on the back foot. And then obviously bringing Ricardo on. If Ricardo's 100% fit, he starts. And that's no disrespect to Hamza at the minute. But, I mean, he showed his quality again tonight. Ricardo, and I think he'd been on the pitch, 20 minutes or something like that, plus a stoppage time, something around that. He's a class act. And Daka changed the game as well. Well, what changed was swapping them two round, putting Daka up top and putting Ayew just in the little hole just behind Daka, just in front of Daka, whatever you want to call it. That changed, and then obviously stop playing out from the back so much, go a little bit longer, and Jordan Ayew had a field day when they did that. Absolute field day. And so did Patson Daka. So it was all good.
And we actually started the second half quite bright. So it was I wouldn't say brave from Cifuentes to make that change as early as he did, but obviously he's seen something. He's seen a player who could come off the bench and affect the team and get the team higher up the pitch. And that's exactly what happened after he brought Daka on. I mean, the second goal, the amount of passes we got for that second goal was unbelievable. I mean, people will talk about the little give and go between Monga and Daka, and then the lovely little chip ball to the back post and Ricardo's run across Anderson, and a fantastic. But the amount of passes we had to get to that situation, I think that was probably the best move of the game from a Leicester point of view, because we just popped it about, found a spare man, got it into that left-hand side, lovely little 1-2, back post, bang, 2-0, game over.
What's Ricardo doing in the box?
But Tags is
90th minute, wasn't it? 88th minute.
He does give you so much more going forward, and I'm not being disrespectful to James Justin.
Well, Ham's had a great game, by the way.
He did. He's solid, but I don't think he offers you as much going forward, which is a big part of a left back's game in this day and age, and a right back's game in this day and age.
Ricardo's got that natural eye for it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Natural timing. when to go, when not to go. We've seen it numerous times, haven't we?
Yeah, go on, Jerry.
I was going to say he was playing wing back at that stage, so he wasn't a full back. He was
put back three on, didn't they? Yeah.
So you expect him to be a little bit further up and trying to get involved. And he's got that license, and it comes naturally to him anyway.
Yeah, that was you told, Matt, wasn't it, by Jerry? I enjoyed that.
Still 90th minute.
I enjoyed that.
Oh, well done.
I'll let you have the final say of the evening, though. So there's been uncertainty at the start of this season. I think that's fair to say in terms of the squad and everything. The new manager coming in, 3 wins in 4 in the league. I think Leicester fans would have taken that, considering everything that's going on. We know the transfer window closes on Monday. That Oxford game is a couple of weeks away now. It's probably good that there's going to be that time, and everyone leading into that, they're leading into it off the back of a really good win tonight. Yeah. Everyone will kind of know now, certainly will know at that point, what the squad's going to look like, at least until January. I think now is maybe when we'll actually start to see Marti Cifuentes and the best of this Leicester team, and they've already started with 3 wins from 4.
Yeah, you could say it's similar of other teams, but probably more extreme situation for Leicester than most. Yeah, and that's why I think the manager deserves great credit, because you can feel a changing mood about the whole place, really. From the huge disappointment of going down relatively meekly, and everything that brings from relegation from the Premier League, and then all of a sudden everyone's that's what's going to happen to the club, and there's fears about this and that, and he's going, and yes, people have left. That was inevitable, but what remains is still quite impressive, really, for the job required. And that Cifuentes could have come in, another manager might have come in and got a bit affected by it or overwhelmed by it. He doesn't seem anything like that. He's brought brightness, positivity, and so installed or reinstalled that energy back into the players. And the way they're playing is, regardless, I'm not even talking about the quality of the play, just that edge to their game. The togetherness, to simplify it, is evident. It's there, and I haven't seen that for a good while. And it's refreshing, mildly, not surprising. I won't say surprising. It's very refreshing to see.
Is that the longest last word ever?
I think it might have been, but it was a nice one.
Build it up. Can't speak for 2 weeks. International weekend.
Someone's got to listen to you, haven't they, Matt? Big thank you to Jerry, to Matt, and to you. And as Matt rightly says there, we've now got the international break, of course, and a big break until Leicester City are back in action again. It is a trip away from home to Oxford. That is an early kickoff, actually. So that's a 12:30 kickoff. So make sure you're with us early. From 12 o'clock, there are international game passes available for you, as well as listen live passes as well. So look out for those on Fox's Hub. Any more information you need, just head onto the website. As I said, big thank you to you and to Matt and to Jerry for their company. Thanks to Niall on commentary as well. Keep an eye out on the website for the highlights. Keep an eye out as well for post-match interviews as well with the lads and the manager, of course, following Leicester's 3rd win in the league in 4 games, their 2nd one here at home, their 2nd one in a row as well, both to 0. It's been a great evening here on Filbert Way, and we'll see you all again in 2 weeks. Good night.